expected. No, not a team to scoff at either. Okay, so we've already had some audio issues. We'll figure it out. I'll go ahead and wait till I... Okay, so I'll go ahead and spill the beans. We weren't going to spill the beans this early, but it is a pre-recorded VOD. Mostly due to we could not find a team, or there was no games happening at this block, so this one is a pre-recorded. It is this week. But that is the cause of the volume issues, and if you notice any other scuff, that is the reason. Regardless, though, we do not know the outcome. At least I do not. Potat might, but Potat's not casting, so...
I also do not know the outcome. I'm really bad at like keeping secrets like that, so I'd be yapping about it constantly. I digress, though. Yeah, a lot of damage coming out on the Color Craze. Obviously got that kill early on in the first set, but MEOW was able to really turn this game around, and not turn the game around, turn the point around, and yeah, they were able to score from there.
Yeah, definitely. As a little corner defense from MEOW's comes out in a shot from the Stell, actually. Cardbox finding a way through, and the Feeny is just not fast enough to catch that, I guess. Apparently no CDs either. What the... Wait, well, that's a crazy raid. As I'm breaking the cast to say, hey, Victoria Frontier, W raid, beast. I hope y'all had great stream and everything. For the newcomers, this is the North American Strikers Academy, tier 2 of Omega Strikers. A little scuff this time, but don't worry, it'll be fun games around. Appreciate it. Have a good stay. We'll hop back in as Killmonk will find a kill onto the Feeny, and then another kill onto the Vice. It is a lonely Asher in the net, and without the resources left, a flip is burned, but it does not long for this world. Cosmic, not Cosmic. What is this team's name?
Cosmic Pause. Cosmic Pause.
Cosmic Pause. There we go. I was thinking Calamities. It's my fault. Cosmic Pause claimed this first set. Fresh, take the draft away.
I mean, the first set's going to be really important because obviously the sparks are in the field. But there are no sparks in this draft in particular, which is kind of massive for BALN. They can easily turn this game around and then start picking up sparks and then really snowballing out of control. I'm interested in seeing what they pick here, though. Like, Fire Up being available for the goalies. The Fire Up has been like a very explosive pick. I know Grimella likes to pick it a lot in the midfield line. But other than those picks in particular, there's a lot of damage here. Deadeye, Glass Cannon. And hey, Dr. Bebop opting for a longer ultimate with Finny, which might be able to get them some cheeky goals or help them on defense.
Yeah, we'll see if the Feeny difference can come online, because Feeny is a character that scales very hard. They will lose their first barrier, and it'll be traded back by BAM. That is the Brawler. I will not be saying their actual name. Killmonk finding Feeny, though, and I believe that's in. A good Chain Lightning saves it for now, and it is just a little 2v2 action. I doubt anything happens realistically. Although possession is in Paw's hands as they find it in off the help of a Natty's Atlas primary. I don't know the name of it. Guys, names aren't important. It's about the ability itself, and Natty's are clean.
Astral Projection. Come on, Flop. How do you not know this?
Yeah,
I mean, unfortunate clear from Color Craze meant that Killmonk was in the correct position in order to clear it out. And then Natty was able to kind of do little sad boys behind the barrier, which helped them clear it out, and because of that, a little bit of whiplash there.
Whoa!
And was it a little time magic going on here? I mean, I've never seen that before, but BALN's really pulling out all stops in order to get this win.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta abuse the space-time continuum so that you can find your win. Guardbox will take this top kickoff, and he's gonna win it for now, not at the cost of, well, not easily. It's going to cost a lot of his HP and a Celestial Intervention just to keep him alive. Crystal Thorns is not going to beat out the Feeny, which has swapped sides. That is important to note, everybody, for the viewers that are not quite acquainted yet to the swap. Killmonk trying to look for something as the expanse comes out. It'll save it for a time being. Dash punches from everybody, it seems. A good strike shot from Natty means that Killmonk is just in time to catch it right below the Feeny card.
This Natty guy might be somewhat of a strike shot wizard. He usually uses the strike shot and always makes sure that the core ends up in his teammate's hands. He's always been very good at that. So that's something to kind of look out for. Of course, as I say that, he kind of hits it forward. But hitting open space when you have an Estelle on your team is always very good.
For sure, the Celestial Intervention will come out, and Cardbox will be taking a moment, a death on purpose, just for that healing. Good knowledge there as Cardbox forced back off, but Killmonk is just going to walk with the core, and this Feeny cannot stop that. The Estelle beam goes wide, unable to find anything. Expanse comes out. It is keeping possession. Killmonk, a dash punch to the top, finds it, and off the flip, he will find the top goal.
X looking as strong as ever. That's all I'm gonna say. Sitting at the top of the draft, like with the spark of strength still. As long as sparks are in here, he's gonna start scaling out of control, and there you go. There's spark of agility right there. In regards to the other awakenings, Catalyst with the fire up on the Atlas, that's something to look out for. I'm wondering if Asher's going to deny that or not. But also Monumentalist with the Finny, with the Timeless, I think that could really be kind of a win con for BALN if they're able to pick it up.
Definitely agree. And she will be picking it up. That is a very powerful tool for Feeny to have. And also, BALN just in general did get some decent awakenings here with Explosive and Bulk Up. There's a lot of fighting potential if they can find their footing, and this is the point to do it as we come into set 3, which is if Cosmic Paws take this set, this last set of the game.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty big win for them as well. Kind of being up 2-7, even though it does, or 2-6, it doesn't really seem that good. You kind of need to start getting wins in and kind of getting feels for things in order to start building as a team. And even though they're not like any strangers, they have not played together as much as they did back in Nassau, so I think each one of these wins is going to be pretty huge.
Definitely a little around the world from the center. Cardbox will pick it up and is trying to keep possession. Bam! A good touch! Natty's strike shot is just a little bit too off. And that means Bam is actually starting what could be the trickle needed to get BALN Ballers back on the board.
All it takes is a trickle, that's all I'm going to say. This could be the point where BALN starts turning it around, you know. A little mistake here and there, and suddenly they get an awakening that they really need. You know, they pick up Spark of Focus, and you really can't score on the enemy goalie because they have all that cooldown.
Bam has found himself a kill, and that means that they've got a power play, which, you know, the start of the trickle may be trickling as it goes around this black hole. Cardbox, tons of damage put onto him. The Supernova comes out. Cardbox has been taken off the field. Celestial Intervention will not save that. Killmonk, though, finds a breakthrough, and off the Bellringer will find the second. BALN Ballers needs to be careful now, fighting back. They've got their flip. It's shut down by the Expanse. That's okay, though. Bam, soon to have a flip if he can survive, although he is very low. Killmonk and Cardbox, the passes are clean. Oh god, no, not like that. Misstrikes all around. BALN Ballers have dropped the round.
Hey, Dr. Bebop put a lot of trust into Color Craze to hit that strike, and that's kind of like what you have to do as a goalie, is you just have to trust your midfielder to make that strike. I should have probably been there to pick up one mistake, but these mistakes happen. As long as you can kind of pick yourself up afterwards, that's all that matters. And then pick themselves up, they certainly are, because they're taking a swift 2 barriers, Asher in front of your net with a flip, and that's going to go right in.
Yeah, very nice bounce back. It can be a little heartbreaking sometimes when those goals go in like that. Not the one Bam got. That one's not heartbreaking. You're very happy about that. But, you know, we loaded. Oh, God, the kickoff. Goodbye, Cardbox. Estelle has been taken off the play. BALN with a little fight left in their lives. Bam and Bebop try to get something. Killmonk, a good clear to the top, means that they're out. Okay, Expanse is going to be clean as well. And there it all comes. Estelle is back up. Killmonk is up. Bellringer, it is not going to find anything, as Natty and Box are just going to regain possession and keep it up if they can. But Bam and Color Craze crash in. Bam taken off the field by the that's not the Expanse. I don't know. It's not important. Regardless, they've got the pressure. They're trying their best. Natty, they've got a flip to work with, and they find a barrier. Killmonk just needs one more touch. Celestial. That's not Celestial Intervention. That's Expanse. Expanse. It comes in. Killmonk in the middle with the core, unable to put it in quite yet, but that is okay. Bam will find a little back clear if possible, but a flip in the middle means that Cardbox has claimed the second point.
And we're on a potential match point here. I feel like BALN constantly keeps getting these advantages. You know, they're taking Cardbox out early, kind of removing Killmonk from the fight by doing a lot of damage and making it so he can't really play on top of the core. But they aren't really able to capitalize on them. And I think that's where like a lot of the issues are kind of coming in.
Yeah, with a fire-up flip to start the play, Cardbox and Natty and Killmonk blitz BALN as they are just going to abuse that 50% speed, and Killmonk will end up finding both barriers off of it, and suddenly Cosmic Paws are sitting very comfortably as long as this Asher doesn't get the value that she needs to find, and she does not. Killmonk with possession of the core, X Maximus comes out. A kill on Color Craze is not going to be found, but it is very close. And suddenly, oh, good evade from Color means that she lives for now. Natty fucking up, and it's looking doomed as it all comes through. The beam, the punch. It is hard to save that. Cosmic Paws will take the first game.
Sparks start with an X. The X is inevitable. That's all I'm going to say. He'll scale out of control, but usually a little bit faster because of that Spark of Strength, just giving him kind of the stats he wants, the power he wants. I don't think BALN is out. I think that they kind of got smoked a little bit there, but there were signs of life there. All they have to do is shake it off, and they can bring it back easily. I'm not really entirely worried. I'm curious though to see what shakeups there are. I don't think Dr. Bebop's necessarily known for the Finny. He's usually like a defense goalie guru. So I'm curious if he's going to make the swap to something like that, and then obviously Color Craze and Bam are going to play the picks that they like. And then on the side of MEOW, they could probably do more or less the same thing and get a lot of success there.
I agree. I believe BALN had moments of life, especially near the end. You know, maybe it just takes sometimes it just takes, you start off and you're just not there, right? You take a couple rounds, you take a couple sets, sometimes you take a game or two. You know, that's why warm-ups are like an hour long. Typically, generally, some teams warm up for a little longer, but I did start to notice that BALN had a little bit of fight left in them near the end of that set, specifically sets 3, 4, and 5. I believe we will be getting quickly into this next game. It is basically just waiting for it to start, as in waiting for this Potat to hit the play button, and there it is.
It started. There it is.
Anyways,
both of these teams really like this map. Names are off, obviously. However, we know who plays on what team. Both teams really like this map. Both of them kind of play that a very like pass-oriented, hold down the line sort of play style. And I think that if BALN is going to take a map off this team, this is the map that they're going to do it on. I've seen a lot of really good things from BALN on this map in particular.
For sure, Dr. Beatbop, a little almost scary there, but he's okay for now. And BALN will claim the bottom barrier. This X is probably quite happy with that. And early level 2 means that they've got time to do something if X can get his hands on the ball. A Bell Ringer takes Vice off the map. And with the help of a Giga Blast, they'll claim that first barrier. Mako's got a flip to work with. However, that is that's not necessarily always like enough. Sometimes it goes through. X trying to find something. Damage being piled onto Zentaro. No orb to be found. Zentaro will actually find the other barrier. Both goals are open, and now both teams have to be careful. Mako's walking the ball wrong with flip. They're chilling for now, but you know what? Things are happening. Bellringer is wide, and X is forced to burn everything, and he's alive due to a missed primary, but he's not going to live the Oni's Blade. That means MEOWs have a power play, and honestly, not even really going to need the power play. They'll just find an open shot to the bottom.
Bam said, you know, I can play X2. I got this. And Killmonk fired right back, playing the Zentaro, with, you can't play X if I just kill you. I think it's a pretty good strategy. Vice and Zentaro work so well together just because they do so much damage. And then Mako can really help them kind of keep up with the power plays, you know, giving them all the speed that they need because they just use all their abilities. And, I mean, yeah, just with the blitz that they had right there, they were able to take both barriers onto Dr. Bebop. And even though they're down a player, they're probably going to hold just because of the resources Mako has.
And they do hold it indeed. Oni Blade's looking a little threatening. Oh, Kai has been left alive for now. There goes the slice and dice, unable to find anything off of it. And Kai is unable to get involved in this play out of the fear for his life. will find a barrier, and the NATOs come through. It is kind of just a little midfield brawl right now as both teams try to find a way forward, and the way forward will be an Bellringer kill. Dr. Beatbop will try to find a power play, get the triangles set up if we can, by doing their best and trying to keep it down, and they've kept it down for a good amount of time. Nothing immediately, but there's still time for BALN to capitalize, and they'll capitalize off of it with what I believe is a Giga Blast.
All it takes is a trickle. We said that last time. Now, Color Play's played that so insanely well, just kind of keeping the core up, making sure that BAM can kind of do the things that X wants to do, and with the power of inevitability, X was able to take the goal. And hey, I mean, he's walking up and making it so that Mako really can't do anything about it, just his exercise and the extra strikes he gets.
For sure, Dr. Beatbop, Kai, X, they've got the barriers open, they've got the goal open, they just need to get off of the defense here. Zentaro is looking for anything at all. X, little unfortunately gonna miss that strike. Beatbop forced to use the Era Beam to get a save, and that means that the Era is running low on resources. This is not a defensive goalie. You do not want to be back here for long. The NATO is actually going to find Vice, and that means a power play has come into the side of BALN if they can get the triangle set up and get going, but Killmonk has not decided to let that happen easily. Everything coming out the flip will actually find the barrier. Beatbop saving his, probably wants to use it for the offense, as the X with the flip and the just a strike. I mean, yeah, it's a spot where you reaction check the goalie, see if they will flip for your flip, and sometimes they just cannot get it out.
Yeah, unfortunately, Zentaro was able to take the barrier, and then the second the core came back, Mako already used abilities to try and help Zentaro win those sequences, but Cardbox wasn't back in time, so that just really let BALN capitalize on that power play, and they were able to take the goal from there.
For sure, and Cardbox has actually been taken off the field. Good flip by Natty, means it's out for the moment. However, it is quickly regained by BALN as they maintain this possession going forward, and Zentaro up, trying to burn everything just to keep it forward, but that means there is nothing left in the tank, and I mean, it feels like every time this X gets his hands on the ball, even though he's into this Mako and this Vice, and he's getting beat to death, he just finds the way through.
X with the pretty good awakenings here. You know, deny X challenge, but if he's first, you know, obviously there's no going to be no denial there. Zentaro's going to be seeing a lot more play, too, I feel, with the buffs that came from the recent patch. And then, like, Adrenaline Rush and stuff like that as well. He gets a lot of value from it with, obviously, like, the dash that he can do and then strike right after. It's like a weird little quirk, but it's kind of fun. But other than that, Mako getting dash range is pretty huge, I think. I think for MEOW, Mako getting dash range, like, the two dash awakenings that are currently on Mako are really going to kind of let them cascade out of control, and it's going to be very hard for BALN to be able to defend against that.
I agree. I think double haste awakenings on any haste character, even though Mako herself is not a haste character, she basically turns her team into haste characters. Very strong, but Mako's got nothing to do with that kill and is probably wishing it didn't come through. Beatbop, Kai will try to find their way forward. X is unable to get anything in the corner quite yet, but possession is possession, and possession is good. The Maelstrom looks good. It is not going to result in anything at the moment now, as Killmonk tries to get through the Era Beam. Giga Blast a little scary for Killmonk, but he's okay for now, and a double barrier means that MEOW is suddenly way ahead as we prepare Supernova. A little bit of an own barrier, that's okay. We're chilling. Beatbop walking up with the beam, the punch, and the dash. It all comes through, and actually Mako holds, surprisingly. And this is a bit of an odd spot to be whenever your Kai is staggered.
Yeah, the errant strike from the Kai really shut down the offense of MEOW and let BALN turn around and take the barrier on the side of MEOW. And that's putting them on the back foot here. That's kind of exactly where Era wants the opposing team to be, is on the back foot. Because if she can walk up and put those tornadoes down, which Dr. Beatbop has been crazy about, like, every single one of his tornadoes has been fantastic. That's really going to enable BALN to kind of get these wins. And, I mean, there you go. These tornadoes have just been reading where MEOW wants to be at all points in time.
For sure, both teams kind of waiting right now. Not a lot to do in the 2v2. Beatbop will get his teammate back first. Color Craze is now suddenly involved. Barrage comes through the Maelstrom. Ooh, saves them from a bit of a unfortunate disaster. As Supernova comes out and it bounces beautifully into the top corner. It was a really, really nice Supernova.
It covered every single clear that Bebop wanted to do. He couldn't clear it up, couldn't clear it down, and because of that, they were able to kind of take the point from there.
That is the kind of supernova specialty. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it is really good to see as BALN immediately fire back and they are ready to kind of blitz. They've got a flip to work with on their X if X can get into a good spot. Color Craze will find a barrier off a bit of a stray core. And X, walking up with this flip, chooses not to use it there, which means it may actually be doomed as Zentaro is in a very dangerous spot for an Era to deal with. And tons of damage coming out onto Cosmic Balls.
All right, tons of damage, but also knockback kills coming in towards BALN. Kind of able to take Color Craze out of here. It's gonna be really hard for Era to defend against this. And I mean, Zentaro with a flip in your face, even though he doesn't have any abilities, the second it gets to Zentaro again, Era's not really going to have any tools to deal with it. The extra special is going to help, obviously. Be able to kind of throw out small tornadoes in order to block space, but I mean, they were able to kind of shut down that offense, and that's all they really needed to do. And it turned around as quickly as I was saying it. You know, Cast a Curse, that's what Zentaro does. Zentaro is really good at taking the core, and then in like really tight sequences, is able to just kind of put it in. And I mean, Killmonk just proved that.
For sure. BALN firing back immediately. A good barrage run out means it'll get a barrier, and they are pretty comfortable. And oh my, that X is dead. It's suddenly MEOW has a power play. They will find one barrier. They will find the second off the flip. Zentaro is there to strike war, and now they just need one more to get the goal. But even if they can't find it, you are very happy with what you have achieved off that kill.
Yeah, every one of the power plays that MEOW is getting, they're just getting so much done, and then I feel like that's not exactly the case with BALN. Obviously, like, they're a set up. They can obviously turn the set around. I'm not really worried about their chances of doing so. But it's just an observation that I'm noticing, and there you go. Because X was kind of in the back, Kai was displaced by the Vice secondary. They were able to get the goal from there.
Yeah, and with MEOW claiming that their first set on the second set, there are options here, and notably, the X is last, meaning he is going to lose out on these sparks, I'd assume.
Yeah, no sparks for X. You know, he's insanely sad about that. Now he has to choose between Built Different and 1-2 Punch and Orb Dancer. You know, all really weak things for X. But, I mean, they also have to be denied away from him, too. So if both sparks aren't denied away, making MEOW kind of choose things that aren't as preferable, I think that BALN's going to really get like, a huge power spike because of that as well. So X getting Built Different, Kai getting Hot Shot, and meanwhile, MEOW gets Spark of Speed, which is good by itself, Spark of Focus, which is good by itself. But it's not going to be as much power, I think, as Built Different by itself is going to be for X.
Yeah, and Color Craze on this Kai, her build is coming along quite nicely for a Kai build. Hot Shot, Rapid Fire, Peak Performance, that is like... that might be the best build of all time, but you know what? That best build of all time is not going to save you from Killmonk, who just claims another double barrier. It seems like every time... Well, both the brawlers, really, are just doing the Lord's work whenever they touch the ball.
Hey, as I said, Bam said to Killmonk, I could do X things too. And sure enough, he is. He's really able to kind of... Every time he gets the core in front of him with Mako there, it's really hard for Mako to defend against that. X always feels like a character that's really good into these kinds of goalies. And, hey, I mean, Killmonk exploding forward, kind of using the secondary and then the strike afterwards to keep the momentum going on the core. It's hard for Era to defend against that.
Yeah, it is very... Probably the main weakness of this Era is that she's fast, but like she does not actually have that much coverage. Like she's a melee goalie without the defense of a melee goalie, if that makes sense. Like beam is like all she's got for ranged, you know. So if you can get it around her, she actually kind of struggles, and you know what? She's probably going to struggle here too whenever both teammates die. But I'm kidding. Color Craze on the brink of death finds a Giga Blast, and the Mako is hit stunned and actually going to buffer the flip.
The Hot Shot made that core go insanely fast. I don't think it would have mattered anyways if Hot Shot was there or not. But it was an excellent shot from Color Craze, kind of recognizing that I need to get this core forward, because if it ever falls past me, I'm going to be in danger, or my team's going to be in danger. So, excellently played by Color Craze.
Both can be true indeed, as Zentaro finding a tough barrier. The Era cannot realistically defend against, you know, passive and the rush. It's just too much. Mako, good save, Supernova, burned. No value, and the Maelstrom will actually take Boxcard out of this round for 12 seconds. Beat Bob and Kai are looking for something if they can find it. An out clear will not be found, and that means that every moment that it stays in this corner is scary. Cardbox is back alive, and they are, from what I can see, they've survived the power play.
Cardbox spawning in, putting that secondary down, kind of forcing Bebop in order to use the the flip in order to clear the core out, that was huge. I think that that's something that could easily win them the point. Obviously, if Dr. Bebop, or not Dr. Bebop, if BAM decides, hey, I want this barrier right now, it might be a little different. But yeah, like those kinds of plays, coming back from power play and doing that are huge. Dr. Bebop got a little overwhelmed there, but he got overwhelmed the entire time. How about that? We'll just say that instead. I don't think the set's out for them entirely. They can obviously turn this set around. The extra special in the era means that she can throw out a Maelstrom early on, and if she can get a kill, it's going to be really bad for MEOW.
I agree. The X era are never quite out, as they will find the KO onto this Zentaro, and they are looking for a barrier. They'll find one. If they can find two, they're very comfortable. Color Craze, a good strike war means they do, and I don't think they'll be here for much more unless something crazy happens, but nothing crazy is going to happen here. Vice, ooh, good little secondary into primary, takes the brawler off, and suddenly the power play has reversed.
Color Craze exploded, not Color Craze, I'm sorry. Card Box exploding forward, they're getting that KO, and then immediately saying, you know what, I want this set to be over, and then kind of taking control of the core, moving it up, flipping in Dr. Bebop's face. That looked a little insurmountable. That's going to look hard to clear out. As far as this draft goes, I'm not seeing anything crazy. I'm not seeing anything that, like, I think that you need to deny away from characters like X. You need to deny away from Zentaro. Yeah, I mean, in particular, I think Vice getting Fire Up is huge. I think Fire Up is I don't want to say undervalued awakening because I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about it, but I think that is an awakening that can really turn the game quickly. You know, you get a flip, you get a lot of momentum built from that alone, and then you also have Fire Up as well. So I think that was an excellent first pick from Cardbox.
Yeah, we've also seen last round, Paul is like not objective, just flipping just for the speed. Notably, it was Natty who did it, I believe, last game. But that is really, really good to know that that team is, is willing to play around with flips in ways that you can't really do otherwise. But you know what? Flips are not going to matter. All four barriers are gone. The goals are open, and teams are looking threatened. Zentaro brought scarily low, but with a flip, the insta flip does not work out, but that's okay. The era is too small to cover what she needs to cover.
I feel like Zentaro's like the one character I'm always frustrated to play against, just because like you're so mad because they always do some cool thing. I don't know. It's a cool character to play against. Also insanely frustrating just because of how explosive the character is. But I think it's probably my favorite brawler to watch is Zentaro. So, and just kind of like reasons like that. You can kind of just do so much with the flip, so much with the passive. Yeah.
Yeah, it can certainly be frustrating whenever you don't know how to deal with it, but whenever you do start to like kind of play around with him, and whenever you've got like a midfielder who is, allows you to play the game. Yeah, I definitely do agree. Zentaro is very fun to play with and around and just watch. Like it's a lot better than like the traditional dash punch brawler we've been seeing for the last couple months. And you know what? W patch. Zentaro patch is always good.
I can agree with that. And I mean, just kind of from like watching this set in particular, a lot of back and forth going on here. The ultimates are coming out, the secondary and the Mako's coming out, but the core is on MEOW's side, and it's gonna be so easy to kind of turn it around just because that tornado with the Monumentalist extra special, which is something I missed in the draft last round. I think that could alone win them the game with how well these tornadoes have been coming out.
Tornadoes will be very impactful, but with Zentaro finding a kill, that is an ad rush proc and a power play. They will not be able to find anything off of it quite yet. However, it is being rotated around, and even if you aren't scoring goals, you are forcing abilities, which is a very important thing to get. X is now in position with a flip, and he might have a shot. He does to the bottom corner. Mako has nothing left in the tank.
All it takes is a trickle. Oh, I want to see the comeback. I want to see this go to game 3. That's all I can say. I'm enjoying... I really want to see how both teams play Demon Dies, because I feel like both these teams are teams that prioritize that map as well. The bloodshed that's going to come out. Cardbox, if you think he's getting a lot of KOs right now, just wait until Demon Dies. This man's insane on that map. And then obviously Color Craze. I've played with Color Craze, played against him. I think that, yeah, that's something I'm going to be excited for.
For sure, but they will need to get there first, and right now, we've got a power play, which might be able to do it. Unfortunately, the bull rush is not going to be able to find anything too far back. They do take it this bottom corner, and this is an okay spot for Kai X. However, in the power play, you are taking the 2v2, which means probably not the greatest use of that power play. But you know what? Sometimes it happens. There's not much you can do. little corner offense in the top side. A Bull Rush will find it. And suddenly, BALN are looking to be in a really good spot if they can keep possession in this corner, which it will not be kept. Scary Maelstrom. Things are okay for now, but Killmonk is a very threatening brawler to let float into open space. A Kai Giga's not going to land, but they will off the rebound strike. And BALN have a little bit of fight left in them.
These Gigas from downtown, the Hail Mary Gigas have been crazy from Color Craze. I mean, it's in the name, you know. But I think that's what, the third goal that we've seen Color Craze kind of like get an insane Giga off of and just kind of capitalize on the momentum it generates, or just scoring off it in general. And even if MEOW's getting all these kills, you know, like, as long as BALN's able to score before they can kind of keep that momentum, or take advantage of that momentum, that's really all that matters.
And yeah, X and Kai will be trying to walk it up here. Zentaro is going to find a shot, and that's a very scary floater. Flips are coming out for everybody. Somebody died. I believe it is Color Craze. Zentaro with the ad rush is quite happy about that. Supernova comes out just to dish the damage onto Bebop. Suddenly, it's scary. A good core stop from Zentaro means that the beam is not actually going to save it, and Vice... nope, Vice is not going to have anything to do with it, actually. It's all Zentaro.
Listen, you got to talk about the Mako, too. Mako press secondary. Things happened. Excellent from Natty. Really concentrated holding down that secondary button. All joking aside, though, I do think that secondary was really nice. It propelled the core forward and really helped the team kind of capitalize on it. And because of that, we're on match point now. And even if BALN is kind of taking both barriers, you know, they have a pretty good energy advantage. They have Mako with Flip, and I think Mako is a character that's really good at dealing with Flip because of the ult being able to catch the core no matter what. So even if it gets up to X, I think she could do a lot.
Yeah, and a power play for BALN is suddenly really good. Supernova tanked, but X has a flip to work with. A little bit of miscommunication. They're trying. The flip comes out, and it goes in, and we're going to a set 5.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's all. I'm hoping that we get a Demon Dies game. That's all I'm saying.
We will see. BALN could get something big off this draft. No more sparks left, but hey, X is very happy with bulk up.
Yeah, I think Mako getting the third dash would be huge here, but I also think Zentaro getting a Dash Awakening is going to be like game defining. Vice, if she's able to kind of get Catalyst, would be pretty good for Fire Up. And I mean, bulk up on the X, you know, he's already got peak performance. He's going to get so much value from it. But also the tempo swing. The amount of damage and healing that he's going to be kind of getting from all this means that I think this draft is huge for BALN, even if MEOW is getting some crazy good picks like Fight or Flight or Catalyst or the Dash Awakening on the Mako.
I agree. I think both teams are very happy. You know, Glass is going to be very helpful for Bebop, even though he is getting hit a bit. But, you know, in those times when he's not, it'll be quite useful. And Reptile on your Kai is always nice. Not really a flashy awakening, not something you're probably happy to take. But whenever you do have to take it, you feel really glad that you got it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here, a lot back and forth. I think that the Maelstrom coming out that direction, like that was such a good read, but unfortunately the core kind of went down. But I don't think you really care if you're Arab. Your team's kind of keeping possession, and even if you are losing barriers, taking card box off the field means that your team can easily swing around and take this goal.
And swing around they do. The Giga's not going to find the kill, but that's okay. And now they just need to survive. Killmonk flip comes out. It's been reliable so far. Will it be reliable this time? It does not seem to be. It is hard to make a play when you're staggered, even with a flip. And it's getting a little messy here in this corner. I can't really keep track of who's touching the core, but nobody got scored on. Giga Blast looked crazy. Unfortunately, X is unable to get the shot that they need off of it. Night Market bounce comes through, and it's Night Market. We're going back and forth. It's the midfield brawl. Whoever can get a real corner offense started is probably going to be the one to take this point. And it seems to be in the favor of BALN Ballers as Kai and Bebop try to find something. Little out clear happens. Bebop forced to flip. X is not downfield far enough to catch. Fortunately, there's a lot of Maelstrom damage coming through onto Zentaro. Kai finds the kill with the flip. And they need to be careful. Mako does have a flip, which means a breakaway is scary if people overcommit. The Giga's not going to find the goal like you would have liked, but that is okay. Then the drum and bass comes out and shuts down pretty much everything from what I can tell. But it's an overtime. Anything can happen.
But both teams are hanging on by a thread. You know, MEOW wants this to be over. They want to go play Grand Blue or whatever they want to do. And hey, there you go. MEOW's the one that sinks it in. But BALN isn't out yet. They put a lot of pressure on there, and Natty had some crazy clears. The question is, can Natty keep that momentum up, or can BALN like turn it up a little bit? Because I think if they turn this 10 up to 11, that's going to be enough to kind of crack MEOW and bring them to game 3.
Yeah, Giga Blast finds a kill, and Cardbox being damaged quite heavily will probably be using this flip in the midfield if I had to guess. Otherwise, it will be lost. He will grab an orb, though, so that is a little bit of safety. And after grabbing a second, he's probably very comfortable. X-Maximus is trying to force this out, but the speed gate means he is too fast, and there is not enough. Maelstrom looks good. Not going to find anything off of it, though, as Cardbox finds the flip, and it will be a bottom barrier that is taken. And there's tons of damage everywhere. Supernova, flip, passive, it all comes through. And MEOW claim that second barrier immediately, though. BALN fire back at the barrage, and they're going to claim it. It's back and forth. Both teams are trying their hardest. And a Maelstrom Cardbox has been taken off again. Beep Bop Kai have to find a way to get it to their X. He is shut down for now, but without the cage to deal with this flip, it is looking scary. And the shot to the bottom corner, BALN. It seems like every time Cosmic Paws get their lead, BALN just fires back immediately.
And Dr. Bebop Tornadoes, just keep your eye on them. Every single one of them has been insane. Even if Cardbox put himself in the position to be taken out by the tornado, I think that kind of recognizing that that's the only way that you will be pressured as an era is exactly what you need to do to really succeed on this character. And like Dr. Bebop is doing very beautifully with it.
I agree. As they claim both barriers and a barrage, not going to find anything. The Maelstrom comes out. We'll see if he can do it. Supernova actually takes off somebody. It must have been a teammate, because that's the one that's missing. X-Maximus comes out there, going to bully this Mako to the edge, if I imagine. There goes the bell ringer, the Giga. Wait, Natty, a little bit of movement. He's alive for now, eventually taking off. The Maelstrom finds another victim, and the barrage is too much for the Vice to deal with.
We're on match point now. A lot of KOs that round from BALN. Maybe MEOW can find like some way of changing their strategy a bit so they're not in a position where they can be taken out by those tornadoes or whatever. But it's not just the Maelstroms that are doing it, you know. The Kai Gigas, the X rushes. I don't know what this character's name of his abilities are. Big Man Tackle. It's taking out the members of MEOW, and every single time they lose a member, they kind of get put on the back foot. And as I said earlier, that's exactly where Era wants you to be.
For sure, and now the Era is actually the one on the back foot, and this is not a good spot to be. Natty, look at him get involved, taking up as much space as he can, forcing that little gridlock onto BALN Ballers. Color Craze is back up, but let's see if the damage is already done. Giga Blast, not going to find anything. Vice is unable to finish either. And suddenly Zentaro is probably the person to watch out for, as Killmonk's looking for anything. A lot of damage piled onto him, and it's kind of a neutral. Not a lot here. Zentaro in the corner, the Oni Blade to stall. The passive goes through the cage from downtown. It's looking a little scary. The corner's terrifying. Supernova, tons of damage, but no barrier. And that means suddenly BALN actually have the power play advantage, even though they just got nuked for all their HP.
It's looking like I'm going to get my wish, is all I'm going to say. But, I mean, Killmonk is back up. Zentaro's a character that's really explosive. If he comes in and overwhelms the Era, they can keep this set alive. They can bring it to a match point on both sides.
For sure, Mako forced to flip off an unfortunate shot. Zentaro's looking for anything. Killmonk, Bebop will flip. It's going to be shut down by the Oni's Blade. The Maelstrom comes through on the defense. That is one less tool for the offense. X in the corner, that was a bit scary, but Mako deals with that as she should. And everything from Zentaro comes out in the corner. The passive will be what claims the barrier. And Zentaro, soon to be flip, means that there is potential for Paws to find something. They'll get it forward. Killmonk forced to back up here as the X comes to hunt. And Beep Bop is stuck in an unfortunate spot, a terrible, tragic forced clear because the Vice pressure is just too much. It means that Zentaro's flip is taking us 0.5 of set 5.
Bam punched Killmonk, I think, correctly, trying to get that flip out. But hilariously, because Killmonk has Catalyst, that meant that he got the flip that he needed to score there. So a little showcase of why Catalyst is looking really good right now. But we're on match point. The game's not over yet. A lot of things can happen here. Killmonk or Cardbox kind of going in to try and get an early KO on Color Craze, but being unsuccessful means that he doesn't have any abilities, while most of the team of BALN do. But hey, you know, like the Grim Reaper comes in to finish the job, and because of that, they're gonna be on a power play with Killmonk having flip. It's gonna be overwhelming, and Dr. Bebop is not gonna be able to answer it, and that's gonna be 2-0 for MEOW.
That is a bit of a heartbreaking set 5.5. I mean, it is set 5.5, so you know it's a close game, but it feels really bad whenever you just like get blitzed off round and you like lose somebody immediately. but that's like the nerves, you know. That's just what happens. And oh my, I'm looking at this 12 goals and assists from Zentaro. That is a bit of a Killmonk masterclass in terms of Zentaro gameplay, having 9+3 for him. And it didn't feel like either team was like sweeping or anything. But it felt like a lot of the time the damage from Cosmic Pause was just so much for BALN.
Yeah, I mean, like the flip is what scored them the point, the fourth point, and then the flip is what scored them the game. I feel like he just generated so much energy from all of that. Killmonk in particular, I'm talking about here. So even if they are damaging the the members of MEOW, all that damage is going on to Killmonk. He's just converting that into offensive pressure, and that was a huge reason why I think that they were able to close out the game there.
Yeah, and off that game, Cosmic Pause will claim a little 2-6. I do not know if there's a potential for them in playoff, but hey, EKC can make playoffs, so maybe anybody can make playoffs.
I have
BALN,
faith. I have faith.
actually, BALN is somehow also 2-6. Crazy how that works. We love math. Regardless, though, both these teams have one more week of games, and there is a possibility somewhere in the futures, if the stars align, for both these teams to make playoff. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't looked. But we're going to cut to break, and we'll be back soon for more Omega Strikers. I believe the next game we have up is another North American Academy team, Flying Blobos versus People's Supernova.
Well, that's gonna be a good game. I'm excited to see kind of how Fly navigates this. I know that they have new members. I haven't really seen a lot of them, admittedly. So that's something I'm going to be watching because I want more of this. I want more games.
I agree, and we will stay tuned for that. Yeah, just
Bye.
stay tuned for that. Bye bye.